So using the up and down arrow keys, we can go through the different programs that are available. Program 1, Program 2, Program 3, Program 4. If I keep pressing the same button, it'll go back to the top of the menu in terms of the other programs, the other preset programs, such as wellness, reflex zones, biorhythm, frequency bands, sport, and then if I do that again, it will go back to program 1. So once you select the program, then you press the OK button to say that that's the program you want. Then you see registered on the screen the particular features or the particular aspects of the setting that you had before. When you press the start button, it'll beep, and then you can see the waveform progresses through. This waveform happens to be the sinusoidal wave. You have the percentage of time, of intensity that it's running at that particular moment. This is the time it's counting down from 30 minutes, and it tells you by second the time that's left. And then, again, the frequency that it's running at. The types of waveforms that it has available are the usual types of waveforms that we see across multiple systems, but not any time that I've seen in any one system. So it has the sinusoidal waveform, it has a sawtooth waveform, it has different types of rectangular waveforms. The range of frequencies in this MAS system are also incredible. They range from 1 cycle per second, or hertz, all the way up to 9,999 cycles per second. Most of the frequencies actually are in the lower registers, if you will. Most of them are used anywhere between 1 cycle per second up to about 10 or 15 cycles per second. It's not restricted to that, but those are the more gentle frequencies that are used for healing the body. It also has the capability of doing the Schumann resonance frequency of about 7.83 cycles per second. So what you do is you may start out with program 1, use the up and down arrow keys to get you to reflex zones. And then you press the OK button. Okay, and then you change, using the arrow keys, again, you change the program settings until you see on this display 7.83. It has one frequency set that's about 1,500 cycles per second. Each of these different frequency sets are used for specific clinical conditions, some better than others for certain aspects. For example, for bone healing, for tissue injuries, for athletic injuries, for inflammation in the body, for healing osteoporosis or helping with osteoporosis, and so on. So again, the clinician and the individual have the ability to choose from a wide range of frequencies and not be restricted to only 1 or 2 specific sets. There's quite a bit of latitude as well with intensity. You can go anywhere from about 1 Gauss, and Gauss is a measure of intensity of magnetic field. So it goes anywhere from 1 Gauss all the way up to 100 Gauss. The way you make that choice is based on percentages. So essentially it's a percentage of 100 Gauss. So 1% would be 1 Gauss. 100% would be 100 Gauss. So you're not restricted to any particular intensity. So there's a lot of flexibility with what you can do with intensity. Now there are presets. The preset programs start with specific times and start with specific intensities. But you can make a choice to change those if you so desire. Now you can also select the amount of time that you want. Again, the preset programs will have set times which you can adjust further. And lower intensity programs can run up to a maximum of 30 minutes. In the manual mode, you can actually run it up indefinitely. You can set it to run as much time as you want. It's not practical for most people, but it's a possibility that you could actually run programs through the night if you so desired. Polarity is an aspect that is not often available in many other magnetic systems. This one has the choice of being able to do both North Pole and South Pole individually, or can combine them to alternate North and South Pole. One always has to make a decision how much of the body is going to be treated. This system has the capability of treating the whole body with a mat, and it also has a very high intensity coil. That's a small coil, it's about the size of a melon. The whole body pad has 10 separate coils designed into it. So the coils will, say, for example, treat the head area or the neck area, the shoulders, across the middle of the back, the lower back, the hips, the legs, the knees, the feet, etc. So they're positioned over strategic parts of the body. Now, even though they're positioned in those areas, the magnetic field generated by them expands across the different coil sets. The coil itself, because of its size, is designed for local treatment. The whole body pad has a maximum intensity of about 35 Gauss. The pillow applicator tends to have an intensity, or can have an intensity, of a maximum of about 100 Gauss.